Hi! So, several of you asked how I did the wrap style that I posted in the Rapunzel group earlier today. So I'm going to attempt to make a video, and I'm also going to hope that my cat doesn't decide to walk across the keyboard while I'm doing this. So, I'm using a fairly long scarf. This one is really thin. It's just a very, yeah, I mean, it's see-through practically. Just from Target because it's 82 degrees in New Orleans today, and I had to walk to campus. So I'm keeping it nice and light, but I have a suspicion that the drape would be really nice with heavier scarves too. So I'm also going to use this patterned scarf. It's heavier than the Rapunzel solid pashmina I have. So it's basically the heaviest scarf I've got, so we'll see how it does. Alright, so first off, I'm taking this folded. I've just got on a signature shaper with nothing else, literally, because my hair is so short it doesn't do anything. And gonna just center this on my forehead. Now turning around, tying a knot. Now, how I did this earlier, I don't think it'll really matter, but I took, these should be roughly even, mine are not right now, but oh well. I took the top end when I tied the knot, but again, I don't think it'll matter because it's going to be covered up by the drape anyway. So, taking this, basically just doing the first half of a regal wrap. It doesn't want to fold neatly. And bringing it over, I'm keeping it fairly far back on my head because I want to be able to cover it easily with the other side. Bringing it around and tucking it in. So it doesn't matter really what this side looks like because it's going to be totally covered anyway. But if it's like super lumpy, you might get a weird silhouette on it. So now taking the other side, which is the fun part. This scarf also has a tag that I'm going to attempt to hide. Alright, so the first time that I did this wrap, was with a scarf that had a really nice border on it, so I did it specifically with the very edge out, and I'll do the same with the heavier scarf because I like the border on this one as well. This scarf, it doesn't matter so much, so you can fold it over if you like, but basically I take one edge. It doesn't really matter which edge, just whatever you want to show off because I have all these pretty flowers. So take one edge over, as far forward or back as you'd like it to be. The original one I did was actually angled from front to back. Oh, you can't even see it with my flowers. Basically, bring it around, totally covering the other side that you brought over earlier. And you want it to drape over the entire back of your wrap, and I think I've got something funny here. I didn't experiment with this before I started filming, which is probably a mistake. Alright, so you've got it covering the entire back of your wrap. Now you want to take the bottom edge that's just come behind you. Take that, gather it all up. They're going to be different lengths now, which is part of what creates that nice drape. With this scarf, it has just a very fringy edge, you can see. I wanted all of that tucked away today, so I gathered it up as well. And brought it up under the scarf between my scarf and my shaper. I don't know if you can see that, the light's very strange in here. So basically just tuck that up in there. I tried to get it a bit into the space like just below my shaper. Now the other day I didn't do a pin or anything with this. I think that would be a perfect place to put like a decorative pin. But for now I just have a sewing straight pin with a really teeny little head because I don't have, you know, real hijab pins or anything. And basically I'm just taking this towards the very bottom of the original drape of the scarf and getting it through a decent chunk of the end that's tucked under. And this scarf is foldy enough that it really hides it. This has ended up looking different from what I had this morning, partly because I used the flowery side, but you can see the profile there. It almost has kind of a hijab vibe to me, which I think looks really nice. The other side looks fairly plain. This morning, just because I was paranoid, I also did a second pin here, but I don't think it's really necessary. It should hold fairly well. Mine was falling out a bit on my walk home, but I think that's mostly because I was messing with it a lot in my last class. So I'm definitely going to try this style again, and if there's any other issues, I can update you guys. But for now, that's the basics, and I'm going to take this off and see how we do with the other scarf. That one should be fun because it has lots of neat patterns and a border. Oh, very long. All right. Now, it's been a few days since I've worn this because it's been warm in New Orleans. Like, unpleasantly warm. I don't know where it came from, but it's not cool. All right, also, because this is a much thicker scarf, with pashminas, I prefer to just do a crossover instead of a tie, so I'm also going to be experimenting with that, because I'm a scientist, I like to experiment. So, just a crossover. Ends are roughly even. And again, I'm going to take the top end, tail, I guess, fold it in, bring it over. I'm really not sure how this is going to turn out with the volume that the larger scarf entails. No pun intended. Tuck it in. Again, the tuck doesn't have to be very neat because you won't be able to see these tassels, they will be hidden. Alright, now, this is the one where I want to make sure that I show this border. So, choose an edge. Again, I don't think it really matters which one. Start bringing it over. I'm going to do this one further towards the back of my head, like right in front of the line of this first wrap over. I'm getting some really flattering shots of myself here. Alright, so now I look like I have way more volume on the back of this one because it's just a much thicker scarf. So, brought that around, grabbing the other now longer edge. I'm going to bring these together, but for this, because it has such a nice fringe, it's like a really rich orange color, which you can't really see because of the bad lighting in here. I tried to fix it, but oh well. And I've lost my other end. Alright, so taking the other end, folding them together, I'm going to tuck, instead of gathering all of the ends here, and this is similar to what I did the very first time I tried it, I'm just going to use the two borders together so that the fringe will stay hanging out. I'm going to take that, tuck it under the scarf. There we go. And then, again, especially because this one is so much heavier, I'm going to take my straight pin and just help it stay a little more secure. And there we go. Like I said, this has a bit of a hijab vibe. Oh, and it's falling out. Okay, maybe that doesn't work so well. I need to experiment with my pinning. Let's see if I can fix that before I try and teach all you lovely ladies how to copy me. Alright, this time I'm not going to bunch it up so much. I'm just going to bring the two sides together right under the edge of the scarf so that the pin can go through it easily, and see if that helps. So I have just these two, how do I show this? Just these two tucked right up under the edge, not bunched up. So it's literally just the essentially 4 layers of scarf, because I have 2 coming from this tail and 2 where I folded over the original wrap. Now I'm taking the pin, putting it in, hoping that I catch this whole scarf. Ouch! And not my finger. Alright. That at least is not falling when I tug on it, and it has this really interesting poof of volume over here, which I love, and I like showing off the fringe. I probably won't be able to wear this style again until December, but I'm taking advantage of it now. And also, because of the way I wrapped it, you can see the nice border up here. And as I said with the original wrap that I did, I had it much more angled, so I brought it very far forward on the originating side and then had it cross back. So if you have a really standout border that you want to show a lot of, that might be a nice way to do it asymmetrically and show off your scarf. So I was calling this kind of a side-swept veil. Full disclosure, I have not managed to do an actual veil, so we'll see if anyone has suggestions for a better style name. Let me know. I would love to hear them. And if anything is unclear, please send me a comment or a message or something, and I'll see if I can help explain it. Thanks, ladies. Bye.